how did I meet? Yeah.
Like, how do you ask you out? Or like,
we were at a dance.
uh-huh.
You know, a high school dance, and we were seniors.
Yeah.
Seniors, yeah. A big dance coming up, called Snowball. And I didn't have a date, and we were dancing. He says, "Would you like to go to the Snowball?" My house, I go, boom. I said, "Oh, well, I don't think I'm busy." I was very quiet, believe it or not. But yeah, that's how. He always says we went to school from first grade on, but
Did you run with the same crowd?
oh no, he was really tough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? So were you like nervous?
They called him Black Bart. He always wore black. He had a black leather jacket, and Black Bart. They called him Black Bart.
So your first date was a snowball dance.
I don't think we went out before that. I wonder if we did. We probably might have, maybe. But no, we hadn't gone out. No, you just go to these dances and you don't go with anybody.
Like, what was your first impression of him? Like, if it wasn't...
Oh, he was big time.
Big time?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
When did your parents meet Grandpa Dan?
When did they meet my Jenny?
Mm-hmm.
Probably was before the Snowball, maybe. Maybe a month or so before.
Mm-hmm. Did they like him? Or were they like... They did? That's good. That's always a good thing.
He's a big corner. On Valentine's Day, even if I wasn't going with them, he'd always come up and bring a box of candy.
Really?
Like the heart, the heart candy.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness.
To me, and my mother would answer the door and she'd say, "Oh, Jenny, she's not home." He said, "That's all right, these are for you."
Oh, he's charming.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was good. Huh?
Do you have any favorite trips you went on with him?
You mean before we were married or after?
Or anytime.
We went, I was engaged, and my mother and father really didn't like this man.
Oh, you were engaged before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's a big drinker.
Okay.
And they really upset that. And I left home, and I came back. I forget where I was going with this. What was the question?
Do you guys go on any trips together?
Oh yeah. So then he would go into the Marines, and then I broke up with this guy. Thank God. And so I called Denny. And it had nothing to do. I was engaged. So he was surprised. I said, "Would you like some company?" And he said, "Yeah, that'd be great." And I said, "Okay." So nobody flew back then. This was in the 50s. It took you forever to get to California. They didn't have jets. What are they, props, right? Prop planes. So that was the big trip. So I went out where Denny was living with Guy Leadham, and he was putting me with I was supposed to live with his captain and his wife and his little boy. And I was used to this guy that I was engaged to was in the Navy, and a captain he was an old man, a captain. Two different ranks now. This is, when you're a Navy captain, you're old. But when you're a Marine captain, you're young. So I thought I was going to meet this old man and stay with this old man and his wife. So we go there, and this most gorgeous guy answered the door. I would go, and this was his captain. Captain Pyatt was his name.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was funny. But anyway, so that was the trip. So then we went to Mexico.
Oh.
Not really Mexico, but Baja. Baja and Death Valley, Vegas, San Francisco.
You guys know a lot of places.
But this is where his camp was, where Connor was going. Yeah,
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I always like to hear this part of it. It's like, when did you like know that he was like the one you were gonna marry? Did you know that early on, or were you just like, when did you know he was the one? You know when people say the one.
Well, after dating different guys and everything, and then when I ran into trouble like that with Jimmy, the other guy, it was just, no question, just come on out, just whatever I can do is fine.
Yeah.
And so you know that way that they're very kind and they care for you.
He cared, for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But he was very, very, very kind. It could be a pain in the ass.
as they can be. For sure.
But,
yeah.
It's fun to hear these stories because I didn't have a grandfather or a grandmother. I never met them. I mean, I did have them, of course, but they were in Ireland, and I never got to meet them.
Yeah.
I never got to. And then when I think now, we never realized what grandparents were.
Yeah, for sure.
It was really funny. It's a very strange thing, It's like a part of you is missing, it's hard to describe that you're missing something, or not missing, that's not the right word, but, it's strange. And then you hear people talk about their grandparents, you think, and then you went, oh, that's me, I'm a grandparent. You're missing something.
It's interesting to hear because like different times, then and now, and like
That's
hearing
right. Oh
about
my God, it's so different.
relationships.
Yeah.
How and like love is like so much different now, and so it's like I always think it's so interesting because I asked Mom and Papa about their relationship, and it was like so different. Like they met at a bar, and now people can meet like online. Yeah. And it's so interesting the difference between it seems as though people were more persistent, back in the day, like because they didn't have a quick text or something, like they had to work to communicate, which Grandpa did, and like you did too, like after you got out of the relationship, you contacted him because like you felt it, it wasn't like you could just like text him and be like, so what are you doing?
I just found out what texting is.
It's a new thing.
That's a really good point, Alana.
Yeah.
So, like the idea that back then, like when Dad, every Valentine came with a box of candy every year, like that was the way you kept showing up because you didn't have social media, you didn't have all those
just
social
say
outlets.
Happy Valentine's
You had to
Day.
physically go and
and it makes it seem as like it's more genuine, kind of like the love. Because it's like it's worked for and it's like effort. I think people need like very instant gratification or like consistent happiness all the time, so they have a hard time when things are rough. I think that's like a hard thing. But I think people, if they work for it, then they're gonna keep working once they're once they're married.
Yeah.
It's like how you start the relationship is how it's gonna end, sort of in a way. But yeah, it's really interesting. Do you remember like the first time you guys said "I love you" to each other, or was that kind of like a given?
Dad just say it all the time.
Really? Did you say it back or
no?
No. When did you start saying it back?
Oh, I don't know, but I never did. When I talk to Dad at night every night, and I'll say that's the one thing. If I would say to him, "I love you," he would say, "Oh, I love it when you say that," because I never did. I didn't make it, but Dad would say it at the tip of a hat. He would say it all the time. He'd be very comfortable saying it, I guess.
Yeah. But you had your reservations.
Yeah. No, that's not that. It was, I don't know what it was. But I wish I had done it more. So remember that.
Yeah.
Always say I love you.
He definitely knows for sure.